Welcome back to Welsh Miniature Board Gamer, and this is my usual roundup of what I've managed to get painted up during this month, which is January. So I painted up a load of goblins. If you've been watching my channel, you will probably know that I've been putting up some reviews, so if you look in the previous ones, you'll see what I've got done. Now these first ones are still on my painting pots because I still haven't varnished them, but I'm considering them finished because yeah, they are finished apart from the varnishing, and these are the Oathmark Goblin Warriors. So I got a huge load of these that I've painted up, and so that's the first two. Then we got these two. That's when I've used actually the banner topper, which is meant to be for their standard banner, but I thought it looked like it could be a decent like skull helmet that some ingenious little goblin had decided to wear instead of his helmet. And here is one of the slave goblins with a little skull thing. Now I thought I could use that as a squig prodder from Mordheim. So they got like I'm gonna have it as it's a magic skull and it snaps at the squigs and shouts at them to tell them to move, etc. And I thought that'd be quite a neat little idea for Mordheim. So then we got a Zombicide miniature here. This is one of the children. I forget their names, and I'm not that versed on the new second edition yet to know what all of their names are. But she's a nice looking little miniature. You know, she's got plenty of detail on her. And yeah, I think I actually painted her up quite decently. I did try and use some Army Painter speed paints on her coat, which I did sort of touch up a bit with normal paint. But yeah, I quite like it. Some of the colours are going to be more useful than others, I think. But apart from that, yeah, they're nice paints. So those were like 6 of the ones I still need to varnish. But the other miniatures that I got painted, and here rolls the conveyor belt of goblins. Now, I often think to myself, I don't paint that quickly. So, you know, if you feel the same way that you don't paint very quickly, get some goblins. It's surprising how quickly you can paint when you have goblins in front of you. You know, you're using the same colour palettes, etc. So this guy is from the Slaves Goblins from Oathmark, and this guy is from the Infantry Goblins from Oathmark. So I'm going to show you them 2 at a time. Again, from the Slaves and from the Infantry. And they're nice miniatures, you know, they're nice scale. I think they, they'll fit in with the Frostgrave miniatures, sort of scale quite well. So these two are both from the Slaves sprue, but the bows cut them from the Warrior sprue because they didn't have any bows in the Slave sprue, so you have to kind of make do and sort of mix and match. But as you can see, they mix and match perfectly well. There's nothing wrong with that. And again, another lot of bow orcs because, you know, orcs are going to be good with their bows trying to shoot people rather than trying to actually fight them in hand-to-hand combat. They're not that stupid. They know how small they are. So, yeah. This one actually looking a bit like Sloth from Goonies. But yeah, this one actually looks like a German person we may not mention with his hair like that. Then we have, again, a slave on this side. And a infantry orc. Goblin, sorry, on the other one. Like I said, nice detail on them, quick to paint, and yeah, it's surprising how much you can get done when you're painting something which is easy to paint, and that you're enjoying really as well. So I've gone for the this drab colour scheme because they're meant to be like slave orcs or goblins rather. and I don't think goblins are going to be particularly colourful anyway. So yeah, but I really like these miniatures, and if you, like I said, if you want to have a look at my proper review of them, they'll be in the previous 2 videos. 2 of the infantry. So my idea this year is to paint 20 miniatures every month. So yeah, this 240 miniatures that should be. Yeah. I have to make sure that 240. I actually want to pay 250, so we'll see if that works. So I want to pay 250 miniatures this year. So that's a little bit over 20 a month. So I think that's doable for me. It's more output than I did last year, but I've got a few projects which I'm thinking I'm going to be painting, like soldiers like these, etc. So I think I'm going to probably be able to do that and get it done. Yeah, I like the way that I like these meat cleavers. A bit rusty looking and what have you. They've been just given any pieces of equipment they can find on the battlefield, etc. And pushed towards the front. And yeah, and I like his gnome hat, very fetching. And then I just tried painting one up at a slightly different colour scheme, so a bit more zombie-ish. And as you can see, that would work for a zombie. To be honest, there's no reason why that couldn't be a zombie. The chain is, oops, I've knocked the chain loose, so yeah, it should be done like that. I need to re-glue that, but yep, that's him. A bit more in focus. And then we got, again, more Zombicide miniatures. So I've only got about 3 left after this batch, so I'm really quite looking forward to that. So this one, I really like this little character. A little kid with a chainsaw, trying to get it started. And sort of short trousers. A really characterful miniature, and a cute little face, Yeah, not that you can really see very well, but yeah, got a cute little face there. There you go. And then we got Wanda, the new version of Wanda. So it's very much like the old version, but slightly different. And I painted her up in the proper colour scheme, which last time I painted her up in a pink outfit instead of the blue, but I decided to go with the cover art. And I think I most like her hair. I think that came out really well. The trouble is I can't remember how I did it, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. Then we got this lad. I think he's Odin, maybe. Using speed paints on his trousers. And his jacket, maybe I used it on. So as you can see, the coverage is quite nice. The contrast doesn't pop particularly well, but it's good enough. And this is a board game after all. I'm not going to be too mad at myself if I don't do a brilliant job with them. And this is Amy from the box, so a bit more goth, with a teddy bear bag which has been split open, so all the stuffing's coming out, as you can see. Quite a difficult one to paint because she's goth and what have you, so quite a thing. And then my final abomination. I really like this one. I think it's probably my miniature of the month. Although I liked my goblins and I enjoyed painting them, I think this guy he came out well. The colours worked. I did the blood bag right, where it's at an angle because it's half empty and what have you. And I really enjoyed painting him. It was fun because he's a big miniature too, so you can have a bit of fun doing it. And like the blood leaking out of the hoses which are attached to him, etc. So all in all, I did 32 miniatures this month. So I've beaten my my target by 12 miniatures. So that's quite impressive, and I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to leave you with my usual goodbye from me, Welsh miniature board gamer.